recently I've got some problems with my iPhone and I want to change it.
So, do you have anything in mind right now?
I've heard you've got a new Samsung Galaxy and maybe I want to know more about Samsung Group.
So, where can I start?
Hello everyone, we are Group 3 Samsung. Our content index includes About Us, Pistol Analysis, 5 Forces, Business Model, Competitive Analysis, Corporate Scope, Financial Performances, Challenges and Suggestions. For the first part, I am going to provide a brief introduction of Samsung. First, let us look at the history of Samsung. Founded in 1938, made the first Samsung Galaxy phone in 2000, became number 1 in TV sales in 2006, launched the world's largest mobile manufacturing facility in India in 2018, and created the first foldable smartphone in 2019. Next, let's look at Samsung's values. Samsung's vision is to devote its talent and technology to create superior products and services that contribute to a better global society. Whereas the mission of Samsung is to support people to be their best, to create the best products and services, and to contribute to society.
Now, I'm gonna discuss about Samsung external analysis based on Pastel and 5 Forces framework. The first one is Pastel. Although there are 6 factors in this model, here I will highlight only 2 main factors. They are political and technological. As a leading semiconductor manufacturing company, the impact of politics also affects on Samsung. Recently, the political tension between China and the US became more intense, and the US government released the CHIPS and Science Act to counter China in 2022. The opportunity of this act is that semiconductor producers will receive a grant to enhance production in the US, but there is a restriction for expanding or upgrading their advanced chip capacity in exporting China for 10 years. So, this can create several interesting consequences for Samsung in semiconductor production. Another one is technological. Technology can be regarded as Samsung's biggest strength, and then the company invests a lot in R&D. According to Statista, Samsung R&D expenditure between 2010 and 2022 has been increasing. In 2022, Samsung invested more than 8% of its total global revenue on research and development sectors. However, Samsung has experienced manufacturing error. To point out a case, the battery inside the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 were faulty and easily overheated, causing them to explode. Because of this problem, Samsung reported more than 95% of the phone in the US were returned back, and it has been recorded as one of the worst technology errors.
The next part is 5 Forces framework. Let's start from the competitive rivalry. Since the intense competitions with other companies such as Apple, Huawei, LG, and Sony, Samsung has to put more efforts on their product features, designs, pricing, and marketing. Thus, Samsung Electronics invests in R&D, making new products to build their brand reputations. Besides, Samsung has investment in marketing and advertising to strengthen brand awareness and to improve its market positions. The industry of electronic products are evolving. Technologies are developing every day. To face the threat of substitutes, Samsung has invested heavily in R&D to make various innovative products to set it apart and extend the gap between itself and other competitors. Last but not least, Samsung has a complex supply chain with various suppliers and partners around the world. Because of its size and power in the market, Samsung is able to negotiate with their suppliers to get the best deals of the company. Also, Investment in the vertical integration helps to bring different kinds of products and reduce its reliance to other external suppliers. For example, Samsung builds its own semiconductor factories to cut down the cost and keep the output.
Next is business model for Samsung Electronics. First, value propositions. To provide innovative and high quality products and services to the customers. Key partners like suppliers, distributors, and retailers such like Carrefour, mobile network operators like SK Telecom, software developers like Microsoft and Google, technology partners like Qualcomm and Intel. 6. Key activities like R&D, manufacturing, distributions, communication, advertising, marketing, etc. Key resources like intellectual property, brand reputation, manufacturer facilities, supply chain, human capital.
Now I will introduce you guys into Samsung's competitor analysis and competitive dynamics. First is competitor analysis. On consumer electronics, Samsung's main competitors are Apple, BBK Electronics, Xiaomi, LG, and Sony. However, besides the competitor, Samsung is still in the leader for this market with 14% of the market share. Next is mobile devices. As you can see here, is Samsung's main competitors are Apple, Xiaomi, and Oppo. Apple on the high-end smartphone market, while the rest is on the mid-range budget. And next is competitive dynamics. Samsung almost gaining the most market share in the mobile phone sector. That is why Samsung is also trying to gain a competitive position by these factors. First, there is product diversification. This allows Samsung to appeal to a broad range of customers and target different segments on the market. And second is pricing strategy. This helps customers to get a chance to trying Samsung's products that can lead to creating customers' real experiences and also build a customer's loyalty. Third, we have partnerships and collaboration. Samsung collaborates with other companies to develop new products and technologies. And lastly, there is research and development. In 2022, Samsung invested approximately 4.92 trillion Korean won in research and development to introduce new technologies and features in its products.
Hi, it's Camille, and let's move on to the corporate scope. And first of all, the vertical integration with the upward integration, which can help the company in the aspect of cost efficiency, quality control, supply chain stability, and enhance innovation. And in November 2021, Samsung Electronics revealed the establishment of a new semiconductor manufacturing plant in Texas for an investment of 17 billion USD. So it's a greenfield investment, and this plan will focus to the production of advanced logic semiconductors. After in 2015, Samsung Electronics acquired Jesco Electronics based in the USA. It's a leading LED sign and display manufacturer with more than 2,000 installations across the US and worldwide, and they rebranded as PrimView. In 2016, Samsung Electronics America acquired Daycare, a leading brand in the luxury home appliances category, for 150 million USD. So for the downward integration, they've got a great field investment thanks to the Samsung Experience Store, which is their own chain of retail stores. And they have also strategic alliances for partnerships with retailers, with various retailers worldwide, and it helps to distribute their products through third-party channels. And this program is known as Samsung North Partner Program. Let's move on to the horizontal diversification, and first of all of a joint venture. In 2004, Samsung and Sony formed a joint venture for LCD panel manufacturing called LCD Corporation, but in 2012, Samsung ended the venture, and in 2022, Samsung sold its LCD panels to GCL, a Chinese company, and shift focus to QD and OLED technology instead, which are more advanced technology. After in 2017, Samsung acquired Oman International Industries. It's a prominent prominent provider of connected car technology and audio system. For the geographical expansion, we can see on this map there are other R&D centers for semiconductor research, and we can identify easily 3 poles, one in North America, one in Europe, and one in Asia Pacific zone.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. I will use Samsung specific measures to talk financial performance. The first one question mark is Samsung smartwatch. Recently, smartwatch has been gaining popular among the consumer. We can see these charts from 2021 to 2022. Samsung in this industry market is low, but the industry ensure more and more people wear smartwatch in the future. So within question mark is Samsung smartwatch. The second style is smartphone. Samsung smartphone actually holds the biggest market from 2022 to 2023 Q1. In addition, the 5G era is coming. The demand for mobile phones will bring a wave of sales. The top business is Samsung printers. In this industry, Samsung printers has a lot of strong competitors that focus on printers itself, like HP, Epson, and Canon. High competition in narrow market pool make it hard for Samsung printers. The market is extremely low, so we think those business is Samsung printers. The last one cash cow is home appliances, from washing machine, refrigerator, stove, or even air conditioner. It's already a soup. According to financial reports, home appliances belong to DX division. This line of products made a lot of money for Samsung Electronics, but the industry growth has started to slow down. So we think cash cow is Samsung's home appliances.
So now let's move on to the final part, the challenges and suggestions. So the first challenge is the Chips and Science Act. So it's made to put the US as a world leader in semiconductor R&D and chip assembly. So the US government would provide a total grant of 52.7 billion for R&D and domestic manufacturing of semiconductors, but it will be prohibited to expand manufacturing overseas in China or other countries. Some may threaten the US national security as defined by US law. So our suggestions are that being a leading manufacturer of semiconductors, Samsung gains lots of revenue from that, and the majority is made in the Americas with a 35% share and 16% from China. But we think that Samsung should take opportunities to receive grant from the US government to accelerate its semiconductor production in these markets, and to ally with its main competitors such as TSMC. The second challenge is regarding sustainable development issue. So Samsung has some record for dismiss to imply with CDG's activities. For example, in 2020, there's the matters related to a CO2 leak accidents at a plant in South Korea, and they needed to pay a fine of 0.5 million Korean won for violating the organizational safety and health act for a CO2 leak, for this CO2 leak accident. So our suggestion is that regarding this matter, Samsung has already built a legal safety assessment evaluation system and conducts regular assessment to prevent recurrence and threaten compliance. And Samsung response for this issue is appropriate to maintain company's reputation as a global leading company, but we think that Samsung must continue and improve its system to guarantee the protection of its employees and authors of the environment, which is an issue of great global importance these days.
Well, that's it. Do you want any additional information?
Oh, it's fine. After your wonderful presentation of Samsung Group, I really have a great understanding of this group, this company, and I'm really willing to buy this new phone.
Okay, let's start the paperwork. Let's go to the counter.
Alright?
Here is the paperwork. Please sign here. And here is your new Samsung Galaxy.
Okay, thank